Let me tell you something about how Rajat directs, okay? So first there's a script. So you read the script as an actor and say, अच्छा सब dialogue याद आ गया, चलो set पे चलते हैं." You go on the set, you stand over there and he says action, and then you start acting. And while you're acting, he's throwing you lines, additional lines to say. So then at the point you're like confused, क्या हो रहा है sir? And he's like, बोलो, ये बोलो, ये बोलो, ये बोलो. And of course you're going to dub the film, so you can't hear him later on when you see the film. But he's shouting lines through the scene is going on, and then so you're waiting, cut, should we cut or should we not cut? Because he's feeling. I mean, he's watching on the monitor all the actors act, and he's feeling, and maybe he's feeling like saying something more. The character should say something more, so he uses that. After that, even when we were dubbing the film, there was a whole bunch of new lines that came on to parts that we were not, that we, suppose there's a shot on you and I'm saying something. So he was using that space also to fill up, use more dialogue, say more things about the film. So like he said, you know, it is a constant act of improvisation going on right from when you're shooting to the post-production of the film also.
And every element that comes in changes the film again, you know. So, like he said about dubbing, you still adding things, you still change, you still scripting in that sense. And then music comes and it changes things. So then you start mixing the film, and you say, okay, I don't want to hear this, I want to hear more of this. And each little change you make, even a technical change, actually changes the emotion of the scene, and then emotion of the overall film. But again, these are only instincts that you have. There is no written formula that this is how it works. So you're only reacting every moment to what is happening to you.
We have one question here.
What is the standard way to enter Bollywood?
What is the standard way?
To enter Bollywood for a newcomer? Because I find it very unorganized sector till date. Although it's more than 100 years. Hello. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि स्टैंडर्ड प्रोसीजर क्या है किसी भी न्यूकमर के लिए बॉलीवुड में आने का? I find
He's asking what is the standard way to get into Bollywood. एक पहले आप इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंक का बनो, बहुत से पैसे कमाओ, फिर आप आ जाइए बॉलीवुड. बहुत से लोग मिलेंगे आपको, खुले हाथ गले लगाएंगे आपको. My opinion of this is generally that like any other business, this is a business that you need to come in and prove yourself constantly. Since the stakes are so high in this business, some of the players that are considered the bigger players are very guarding of their fort. So to penetrate that, to get into that, you have to really go all out and keep proving yourself time and again, time and again, time and again. And sometimes it gets very frustrating. In fact, there's a beautiful line, Rajat, which you have given in Sudhir's film, which talks about the writer and his frustration that's going to kill him when he walks out of that. I think that defines a lot of people in the film industry who come in for a while, try very hard. What I have settled with, sometimes I tell myself that, you know, I just love the medium. I just love I love cinema. I love the processes it goes through, the production, and I'm okay to do anything on a set. So I'm getting to act, so I'm acting, but I don't mind doing anything. I mean, I can run around and do some production. I've done that also. I just want to be involved with the process. So I think if you look at cinema as this money-making business, which it is a large amount, and you hopefully will get there one day, and then you can make the kind of big films that you want to make. But I think somewhere for you to be here has to be your love for it, and you are passionate about it. But let Rajat answer that question.
So, you're right. There is no standard way of getting into Bollywood. Though there are acting schools for actors, there are technical courses at Film Institute of India, at SRFTI in Calcutta, Whistling Woods in Bombay. There are many film schools now. So you can study film direction, editing, production design, camera work, but none of that guarantees that you will land a job in Bollywood. So it is a very difficult field to enter in. I don't know about other fields, it may be as difficult. You may be an MBA, but you may not right away get a job, or you'll get a job, but it may not be your dream job. So I suppose...
What we're trying to do is, we're trying to keep the questions restricted to the making of the film Fatso, and maybe if you would like to know personally something more...
This we can discuss later.
Yeah, away from the stage at the moment. So we'll go on with questions which are more focused towards the making of the film. Okay, thank you. Do bear with us.
Hi, this is Ridhima from Miss Malini. I wanted to know, sir, from you, Rajat, how was it during the making? How did the idea come about, firstly? And then how was the whole journey of taking it from the story to the movie and the whole taking it to the big screen?
It's always the same. It's always the same. You have an idea, you try and make a script out of it, which is a long and difficult process. And then you hope to find somebody with lots of money who will believe in you and who will believe in the script. That's the second part of the journey. The third part, which is the most fun and the shortest in a way, is when you're actually making the film, which lasts for about a year. And then the final part is when you're waiting for it to be released. So it's actually these 4 parts, and it's always the same. And the fun part, like I said, is the third part and the first part. The creative parts are fun parts. Rest of it you have to live with because there is no way out. Well, that's part of the release, yeah.
Something that we want to know, that's about, we have not come to, more probably as part of the discussion this evening, but the key player, Fatso. Well, Ranveer is not here with us this evening, but are we most delighted to know something about the character Fatso, who begins and gets everything happening out here at Crossword and on the big screen and getting it finally to be highly acclaimed. So tell us something about Fatso, though Ranveer is not here. Let's know here and get to know more about him.
Well, he's playing Sudeep, who's the fat guy, who's the odd one out in this group of friends. And he then gets transformed. Actually, I'll tell you what the hell, everybody knows it. Purab dies and he gets into his body. So Purab is saying that he's not in the second part of the film, but he is. He's inside Ranveer's body. Only we don't see him. We see Ranveer. So that's the part he's playing, and it's a pretty complex part and a challenging part. With Ranveer, this is my third film after Mixed Doubles and Mithya. He's obviously an actor I like very much and I admire very much. And he's able to push himself a little more. For this film, he had to push himself a lot more. He had to eat a lot. He had to actually put on a lot of weight, which he dutifully did. You wanted to ask something.
Pass the mic.
इतनी मेहनत के बाद जब फिल्म बनाने के बाद सबसे बारी आती है कि फिल्म रिलीज पे ऑडियंस ने क्या रिस्पांस दिया, तो आपने जैसा सोचा था उस वक्त तक अब भी जो फिल्म देख रहे लोग 4 मई को रिलीज हुई, कैसा रिस्पांस आपको लग रहा है? और बिजनेस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से जो एक पहले, ये दूसरा सवाल है कि बिजनेस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से जो पहले आपने कैलकुलेट किया था कि इस हिसाब से इन्वेस्ट के बाद इस तरह से नॉर्मली मिलना चाहिए, क्योंकि आपकी फिल्म में आपकी एक अलग, लोग आपकी पहचान एक अलग कलाकार के तौर पर और डायरेक्टर के तौर पर है, तो उस हिसाब से कितना आप फुलफिल